Hello, welcome to a special edition of CropLife Retail Week. I'm Eric Sfiligoj, editor of CropLife and CropLife Iron. Actually, this week's video is going to be a little bit different than the norm. Both myself and Laura Sawinski, my usual partner on these videos, are going to be traveling this week. So what I thought instead we could present to you is something that was a little different. Last summer, I happened to attend the Ignite event hosted by Raven Industries in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And while there, they turned the tables on me. Rather than me sitting behind the camera interviewing someone, I ended up on a couch with another gentleman, and I was interviewed by a representative from Raven. And again, it was a technology conference, technology-oriented conference, and in light of the fact that our own Vision conference is taking place next week in Arizona, I thought some of the topics of conversation regarding ag technology, advancement, upgrades, and adoption that was discussed during this interview would be an appropriate thing to run and have our viewers from CropLife Retail Week get to see. So here is that video. Thank you for joining us this week for this one. Me behind the camera, answering questions with the folks from Raven. And we hope you enjoy it. And we'll see you again next week with our regular scheduled program. Thank you.
Welcome to the Raven Ignite event here at Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Raven, I am Don Bruins. I am our service manager here at Raven, and I'm joined today by Eric and Neil, and I'd like the two of you to introduce yourselves, and then we'll explain a little bit about what Ignite is.
All right, thanks. I'm Neil Heimstra, agronomy logistics manager with Ag Tiger Cooperative. I've been with them for about 13 years, and I kind of worked my way up from a custom applicator through the dispatch system and now into the technology and leading dispatch as well.
And I'm Eric Sfiligoj, editor of CropLife and CropLife Iron magazines. I've been with Meister Media, the parent of those magazines, for 23 years and love coming to these Raven events.
All right. Thank you, guys. Well, thank you, first of all, for joining us this afternoon to talk a little bit about what Ignite is. We want to get your opinion. But first of all, Ignite is the Raven event. We look at it, it's an event to excite all of our customers, our ag retail customers, about our Slingshot, AgSync, logistics, all our new products, all the things that we're doing. Bring them in, let them hear about our new products, plus really get their feedback so we fully understand what they need from us as a company. And the goal of this conversation is to talk to you, Neil, about what you're doing with our products, how you're utilizing them, and what they really mean to your company as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we love coming to the Raven event just to network. And, the great thing about it is they bring so many ag retailers in to listen to them, right? Like how many people are out there doing that, just looking to have a huge event to get feedback to better their product. And so we enjoy coming down to be able to kind of be a part of that. And you think a lot of the things that you guys do here at Raven, we implement those pieces, as we go over time. And as we went through the events here today, you think about, where we came from and where we're going, based on all those pieces that you're talking about, and in the future that we can do too. And it always opens up aha moments and always room for improvement there.
Great. Eric, I don't want to let you not have some feedback here or give us some comments, I guess.
Yeah, no problem. One of the things, of course, that took place earlier this morning is we had Ken Zuckerberg as your keynote speaker from CoBank. No, Ken, he's a great guy. And I was very struck by one of the things he brought up. Of course, he brought up the fact that for 10,000 years, agriculture has been changing and progressing, evolving. And again, right now, we're in the midst of a new evolution of the marketplace with ag technology becoming much more important and improved. And of course, Raven is at the forefront of this with the autonomous vehicle implementation that you guys have in the marketplace with a few of your products. So I foresee this being something that'll be driving the marketplace forward for years to come.
Great. Well, I appreciate those comments. And the thing today, we talked a little bit about the different products. Most of it is around our logistics and and those, but we all look at the building. You bring up autonomy. I think the building blocks of getting to autonomy is utilizing all the things to get there, the logistics, communications with the machines. Neil, I know as a company, you guys have used some of our autonomous vehicles. How are you integrating some of the pieces today along with that probably in the early stages of testing those pieces?
Yeah, I know. I think you alluded to it really well. It takes all the pieces of what Raven does to make the autonomy functional. And I always say a silly saying, have you ever tried to swim without getting wet? And what that means is you have to be all in, right? You've got to have the dispatch systems. You got to have the wireless file transfers. You got to have the analytics. You got to have the fleet analytics as well to be able to get to the autonomy point, right? And so I think it's important to know that you can't get to the end without starting at the beginning and taking all those things as you go. And so that's what we've been doing, over the last 7, 8 years, 10 years probably is just getting it piece by piece by piece, working towards that autonomy. And as we tested it, there was a lot of great things that we've seen based off of all the stuff that we had done prior before. So no, we're real excited with everything and how it's moving forward.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. I mean, we look at it as building blocks. It's not only the application, the machine controls, it's bringing it all together and then being able to get your feedback. And the pieces today you talked about networking. There's a lot of different companies here today. Well, that's one of the things we enjoy is hearing the feedback from the different groups. Is that things that you find as a value, is getting the feedback from other companies on how that they're doing their business? It's not a threatening area. I don't think. We try to make it very open.
No, I would agree. I think that's a huge point to why I like to come. It's not only to learn what Raven's got new and what's improved, but also, like you said, to network with the other ag retailers. We all see the same struggles and have the same battles, in our different geographies and areas. And so to be able to bounce some ideas off each other and just try to see how the other person's getting to the finish line, what are they doing? And maybe they're doing something really well and that you just have never thought about, you think about the workforce, you think about, logistics problems, you think about shortage of products, how can we work together to try to have the same solution? We're all out here to provide to our farmers and to try to make them as successful as they can. And so it's good to get that feedback off each other. That's super important.
Well, it's all about efficiencies and being more efficient for our farmers and making sure that they're can do a better job of what they need to in the field. But, well, guys, is there any other things that we really need to talk about? Eric, anything that you feel that we should talk about here today before we wrap things up and get back to seeing some equipment in the field tomorrow?
Well, the only other thing I'll add, of course, like I said, I alluded to Ken Zuckerberg's keynote address this morning, and he mentioned the fact that he talked about our CropLife 100, which is our annual rankings of the ag retailers that are the largest in the United States. And Ken mentioned that last year, and our numbers supported it, that it was a very good year for ag retailers. And there's some suspicion that 2023 may not be as strong a year as 2022 is, but I would say that, talking to the ag retailers here at the event and around the country over the last couple of months, I mean, if the product innovation is important enough, the ag retailers will be able to implement it into their operations, and I'm sure their grower customers will be doing the same. So, again, it's important at an event like this here at Raven that, you keep highlighting the new, the different, the important, and how, this will help grower customers and ag retailers make more money for their operations.
Yeah, well, that's important. We can't bring products to the market that don't bring value. We all know that, and that's the main thing is to listen to our customers, find out what is going to bring them value. And that's key to what we do here at Raven. So, all right, any last words? All right, well, thank you guys. I appreciate you joining us today.
If you have questions or comments about today's episode of Retail Week, contact us by email or Twitter, or type your message in the comment section below. Your feedback is important to us. We will try our best to address your thoughts in next week's episode, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.